08023306284 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 08023306284 tàbí 09069761950. ẹgbẹ̀rún kan àbọ̀ náírà lówó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì táwọn ọmọ fi wọlé láti lè kópa nínú àyájọ́ ọdún àwọn èwe fún tọdún yìí. IBR Children's Day 2022 ó máa lẹ́tìkẹ́.
This is Impact Business Radio, IBR. Remain business.
It is time for Bottom Line with Amutajero on Monday. Bottom Line, expanding capacity for political participation. It is time for Bottom Line with Amutajero on Monday. Bottom Line, expanding capacity for political participation.
Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we put our trust in our God. They are broken and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, the Southwest region. Good morning, Oyo State, Ibadan City. Good morning. This is Rise and Shine. This is Bottom Line on Impact Business Radio, IBR 92.5 FM, Ibadan. On this program, we'll tell you what is going on in the political space so that you can be better informed. You can make the best of decisions when you are well equipped with the right information. And that is why Bottom Line is poised to expand your capacity for political participation. Listen to me this morning. If you are among those who boasts of not having interest in politics, you are not only doing yourself, you are doing everyone around you. Politics control everything. Politics is in charge of everything. And so when you hear in the media that the pattern of conversation is tilting towards one end, it's because we know how important it is for people to be politically sophisticated. Any nation that does not get its politics right can never get our economy right. Invariably, there is nothing called economy without politics. Think of the great countries of the world. You would understand why they are getting things right. You would notice political stability. America is what it is today because it has got its politics right. In Nigeria, we talk of nascent democracy. Though some of us are wondering when this democracy will mature, because it appears the ruling class, the politically exposed individuals in our society, it appears they are only using this to rob the rest. So when next you beat your chest or you tell the person around you that I have no interest in politics, perhaps it's one of the reasons why you have your children at home upon graduation without a job. And that's why I will advise everybody, come 2023, the political class are preparing. You need to prepare also. Whatsoever preparation means to you, please endeavor to be part of the forthcoming exercise. Throughout the week, we've analyzed political happenings at the federal level. So I'm not going to sound like a scholar. From Monday to Saturday, we analyze all of this political development. It's a real opportunity. And that's why on Saturdays, we beam our searchlight on political happenings in our state. We're monitoring events in some of the political parties around, especially the ones that are just coming up. There are some political parties where you have juggernauts, political heavyweights in the established political parties moving into, but they are still putting up a structure. I have issues with that because a political party should not be formed or should not be organized for the purpose of winning election alone. These are the parts we've told in the past that has kept us where we are. The narrative must change. We'll try as much as possible to give everybody the opportunity, but of course that is when these political parties are ready. On the first segment of the program today, we will be looking at the All Progressives Congress in Oyo State. On the second segment, we will be looking at the People's Democratic Party. In between, Barrister Adebayo Shitu was said to have made a statement when Senator Teslim Folari was declaring his interest during the course of the week. Was he misrepresented? Did he score a home goal against his team? We will be hearing from him. Now, many people have shown interest in occupying the number one seat in Oyo State come 2023 in the All Progressives Congress. The incumbent governor and his party would say that there is no vacancy, and that it's only when there is vacancy that, of course, you can show your interest. But in politics, it's a game of trial, a game that comes with so many risks, and so the APC says it is ready to bear these risks. But the question is, this party, which once ruled the state but pushed into the opposition by the People's Democratic Party and Governor Seyi Makinde, has internal wranglings, and everyone is carrying on as if all is well within that political party. During this week, a former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, declared his intention in occupying the most coveted seat in Oyo State, which is that of the governorship, come 2023. Hours after, the senator representing Oyo Central Senatorial District, Senator Teslim Folari, of course, declared his intention also. You have the likes of Chief Niyi Akintola, is an advocate of Nigeria. You have Professor Adeolu Akande. You have Dr. Aziz Adenutan. These people wants to succeed Governor Seyi Makinde. Don't forget that I said earlier on that the People's Democratic Party and Governor Seyi Makinde say there is no vacancy, but the APC is saying the best of Governor Seyi Makinde is not enough. That is politics and what it is all about. But how possible would this be? On my Facebook page, some minutes back, I posted that the governor remains unperturbed. He is unperturbed because he feels that those that cannot organize their party can actually not dislodge him. Okay, you just leave some things to time. But in politics, it's a game of number. The more, the better. And there is a way it works for Governor Seyi Makinde to win APC in year 2019. Of course, many people are to submit their intention, and a coalition was birthed at that time, and the rest is history today. But in the APC, you have these gladiators declaring their intention, perhaps with different motives. How do you explain the fact that Senator Teslim Folarin, in his declaration, would recognize a former commissioner for land survey in Oyo State, Chief Isaac Omodeu, as the Oyo State APC chairman, and you will have Chief Adebayo Adelabu in his own declaration recognizing Alhaji Abu Badamosi as the state chairman. Time is of essence. That is the message on the lips of many of the APC faithful. Yet this party wants to wrestle power from Governor Seyi Makinde come 2023. And so we're going to be looking at these. The PDP in Oyo State during the course of the week issued a statement. There are some things that played out. Of course, the senator representing Oyo South in the Red Chamber currently received the flag of the APC. That itself is generating ripples, because during this past week he was taken to the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. What does that connote? He's been accepted into the fold in Oyo State by who? By a faction. I'm being joined by Dr. Joshua Oyebamiji. He is the #1 vice chairman, at the state level, of the All Progressives Congress here in Oyo State. It belongs to the faction of Chief Isaac Omodeu. It's good to have you, Dr. Oyebamiji, on the program.
Let me say good morning to our listeners, Sato, and I want to appreciate Amutajero station for this invitation, which we have succeeded in honoring. So I want to greet our people in Oyo State, good people of Oyo State, and my own constituency people from APC as a party. So I'm greeting every one of us. Then my Oyo Central people also. You are welcome to this program without wasting time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, so you just extended your courtesies to some members of your party.
Of course.
But of a truth, some members of your party find it difficult to accept you being who you are, a state vice chairman.
That is a perspective. So you think they find it difficult to accept. Those who are real politicians will accept it in good faith when they have the position they find themselves. As at today, we don't have two APC secretariat in Oyo State. As at today, we don't have two state party chairman. As at today, they are not processing any ambition anywhere apart from under the leadership of Honorable Isaac Omodeu. Is the official party chairman. any other one is counterfeit. Why? The Abuja headquarters communicates with him. They certificated him with certificate of return. They sworn him in. It's different from somebody who sworn himself in, who organizes himself. You can call yourself anything, but it does not mean what you are. So, and let me tell you sincerely that as of today, also in APC here in Oyo State, we don't have aggrieved again. We have those who are ambitious.
Okay, you don't have the aggrieved in the APC again.
We have the ambitious.
The ambitious.
Those who want something. So they want something, and they have the feeling that if they make some little noise, so they will be heard and they will offer something. So, and that ambition at times, if you are looking for, if you are targeting the moon, you can hit the star. So it's not every time that you will have your way, and that is politics for you. So for a position of honor, a position, just one position that 5, 10, 15 people or 20 or hundreds of people are interested in, so that position remains one, and so somebody will get it. So, and when that person gets it, the best bet for a wise man is to look for an alternative, or the next position to it, or the alternative positions to it, within that jurisdiction.
Those that have not given you, I mean your ESCO, the due recognition, they're pointing to the fact that the October 2021 Congress, which brought you in, is one that was not properly conducted.
Well, do they have alternative to it? That is, do they have? They did not have a polarized Congress. No other Congress was held, and all the due processes were observed. For a person to be an executive member of a party, especially APC, at the federal or your state or at the world level, it has to pass through 3 stages specifically. 1, you must express your interest by purchasing form that you want to be one of the executive, either chairman or head official. So you apply. Then thereafter, the second stage, you have to attend the screening and interview. So the third stage, you must appear at the convention Congress grant. So if you are observed 2 out of 3, you are not complete. It's incomplete, and that is not perfect. So each of the each of the members, official member, recognized by federal institution, by the national headquarters, have passed through that thing, and it has been processed by the officials of the national headquarters. So they monitor it, they had the report, even you pressmen. So tell me, in Oyo State where we had parallel Congress, that was yesterday. So for this session, we did not have a dual Congress. So, and when we got to the National Convention in Abuja, Oyo State was given just a singular platform. So we did not have 2 platforms. And if you have watched it very well, maybe on social media, you will see that all these gladiators, they had little or no choice. They came under the leadership of Amutajero, and they all celebrated themselves. You could see Adebayo, the Adelabu there. You could see Adedotan there. You could see Bayositu there. You could see Teslim Kolawole Folarin there. They all embrace themselves, and every person wears the same clothes, the same as well.
So to those who believe that those of you occupying the executive positions of the APC in Oyo State, those who see you as opportunists, you are telling them that no, you are not.
Those who don't know the details, they may just assume something. Our basic process that put together that system, they set up a committee. The leadership forum set up a committee to zone to zone all these 36 posts to every local government. I mean, to every zone, the 7 political zones that we have in the state. They zone some posts there, and the leadership of each zone presented their representatives. So, which indirectly or directly is attached to 1 or 2 people. And then tell me somebody who does not have a relation or a follower in the present executive, even including the former state chairman. So his PA happens to be the present recognized PRO.
But it declined. He was not sworn. He didn't take oath of office. There are people like that.
There are just about 4 that did not take oath of office because they personalize it. They personalize it, privatize it, which is a party issue. If you don't come, you don't have PR. You have a deputy there. We have PRO, assistant PRO. We have chairman. We have deputy chairman. We have assistant. We have 5 chairmen, 3 vice chairmen. So
what's it? Okay,
you see, and mind you, out of these 36 posts, every local government was given 1, and every local government that was given 1, which means it was evenly distributed, and no local government had 2 or 3 as it used to be. So the zoning proves its rights. Then each of them applied to the national body. They took the form, they attended the interview, and they passed through. So if you have failed to attend all those things, to observe all those things, so you are not authentically recognized. Okay. As of today, I have my certificate of return.
How come the APC, you are saying that the executive is fully formed?
Very much on ground.
How come you are not playing opposition the way you ought to?
They're playing opposition.
Exactly. What we've seen is political interests at play. You said it. There are many ambitious people. Okay, that serves personal interest. It seems the interest of the state is not.
The ambition is within a form, a system. A system. You express your interest within a system. We are not talking about. And that system also is within a state, and that state is having its own goals and objective to realize.
This is it. Let's agree that your own angle, okay, is the duly recognized, just as we have painted the picture.
It's not painting the picture.
It's the reality.
Giving you the analysis and synthesis of what transpired. If I have told you that all these gladiators assembled together at a platform, a podium in Abuja, at the headquarters, and they were given just a single room to assemble themselves and display themselves, and they had common fronts, then just imagine. Barrister Bayosi took. He expressed his interest for the national secretaryship, and then at the end of the day, the secretaryship went to Osun State. Are you getting it? At the same time, we gave him the backup, but we did not win because it was a national issue.
Okay, let me. I'm going to cite some instances for you. There are some persons in your party who believe that many of you, except for few, that are occupying the positions now, they have alleged that you don't know or have the progressive template, and as such it was difficult for you to do anything for your state in the just concluded Congress, because fine, you, according to you, you have the recognition at the federal level, but you could not win or come up with anything that would be of any good interest to your state. Now they are saying Oyo is a traditional state. Politically, this is the political headquarters of the Southwest. But because many of you occupying these positions, you are not landlords. You don't know
who is the landlord. Who is the landlord? Do you know the composition of what APC is? Do you know the meaning of APC?
All Progressives Congress.
Do you know how it was formed? Do you understand that NCP CPC,
ANPP,
no, CPC, ACN, ABGA, New PDP then,
ANPP also.
Are you getting it?
Came together.
The only party that has progressive background out of all those configuration is just ACN. And ACN is resident within the Yoruba vicinity.
And so those who are not comfortable are saying
APC is not purely progressive. It's a combination of many parties and many interests. PDP is there. Presently, the national chairman has his own share out of the understanding of memorandum of understanding.
Okay, I'm just telling you. Okay, some of these things flying around. They are saying because you do not know. Okay, this
then the word progressive. What is the meaning of being progressive? What is the meaning of being progressive? The word progressive connotes the advancement, development that you are developing.
To these ones that Oyo State lost the national secretaryship to Osun State is a slap. They are saying if some persons were to be around, that wouldn't have happened.
You don't know the politics that is under it. If you had known the politics, and that is why we are coming on here to enlighten you of what you don't know. Just like now, we are hoping that the presidency will be sown to Yoruba land. Are you getting it?
Will it?
If the presidency is soon to Southwest, just to say, because of the initial memorandum of understanding of this APC composition.
Was it signed?
When you talk of memorandum of understanding and you talk of the re-implementation, before you said it here that before this incumbent governor of Oyo State came in, there was a coalition system. Though he denied it of recent that the coalition did not bring him here, which you know is he will be lying. He was lying. So, and what understanding did they had? You don't need to put it in white and black because it's not a constitution. It's not constitutional. It's not a constitution. It's not in constitution. But the understanding is that you know what you did. Everybody knew how Seyi Makinde came in. That he did not come in as a person. He came in as a front for people that joined, the parties that joined themselves together. And they came on here to tell the public that this is where they are going. Are you getting it? So if you're now saying that you want to tell me that purely Seyi Makinde is PDP, he was not from background of PDP. He came to PDP to meet them there. Then who is PDP today? That is Seyi Makinde for you, the leader of PDP in Oyo State. Was he from PDP? He came into PDP. Those who own PDP, they are saying they are the owner. Are they really the owner today? They are not the owner. So when you are talking of politicking, politicians are the same by many indicators. So politicians, they are the same by many indicators. But they use platform of party as a platform, as a vehicle to convey them to their destination. So he left SDP for PDP, and they are doing another party, and he was hoping to come to us, but we did not feel he is not suitable for us.
So let's get it. I just want you to give a reply to some of these things. I've just given you. I have more to give to you, but one of the things these ones are saying is, were the landlords to be given? Some persons in the APC today believe they are the landlords.
Who is the landlord?
And
tell me who the landlord is beside Lamadesina Street background. Are you getting it? The Lamis presented the vice chairman too. That is the former secretary. The Ajimabis presented Omadewu, the chairman. Are you getting it? I am presented from a Teslim background. Are you getting it? So who is the landlord? Omadewu served with Ajimabi for almost 8 years as commissioners, as faithful. I mean, so, and if you guess what is going on today, part of the assurance is all these godfathers of APC have their children as part of the assurance.
They say everything in APC or your today is a product of Jagba tactics.
What do they mean? What is the meaning of Jagba? What is the meaning of Jagba? Who was sleeping when they Jagba? Are they idiots? Are they morons? How many people Jagba from who? From how many people? Are you getting it? It's a statement of stupidity when somebody said they Jagba from me.
No, but you've heard it.
No, that's the you see, you call a dog a bad name if you want to kill it. Are you getting it? Is it not a if your child goes out and you gave him a precious stone and he came back home and said they Jagba from me? Do you know? How proud are you of that child? You say, are you a moron? Do you have your senses with you? That which means they know they don't have the ownership. Are you getting it? Was it legally Jagba? If there is anything called Jagba, was it process? Was Jagba the Jagba is in? Was it process? Was it being processed?
Okay, let's talk about the Jagba politics.
Do we need somebody who is sluggish, who is a moron, who is a dollar to front for Nigeria, to front for your state?
Okay, so let's talk a bit about Jagba politics. Because
I'm a PhD holder in counseling psychology. I'm a professional in politics and I'm a professional politician. I've attended many school of thought and the training in politics. Are you getting it? And at the same time, I'm a technocrat. So are you now telling me that the politics of Begiri and Amala of old days will still survive to these days? Is it the same system of radioing that you are doing today? When I was coming, my partner was telling me, you are not going to a radio station, you are going to a social media station where they can see you, they will film you, they will recording you. Globally, they will be getting your message. So, what is radio station of yesterday the same thing today?
So yes, things have changed. So to you,
and that is what they call progressive.
So the concept of Jagba in Oyo APC has been,
you see, the syndrome, Jagba syndrome, is just a language of detriment from some people. Let me see anybody who wants to take over the government. When the PDP was in the system at the federal level, and the APC were to take it over, what did they do? Coalition came up that brought about this withdrawal of PDP. And when they wanted to take over government from APC in the state, what did they? There was coalition. Did they get it very mildly, gently, easily? Is there anything precious that will come very simply and very easily?
So
the education you had, did you have it very easy or tough?
So the concept of Jagba in politics is one you recommend.
No. When you talk of, don't use the word Jagba. Just use the word the best material. The best material, the test of time. Those who are not best material will not survive it. And it's the game of intellectualism.
There is a man in the middle of all of this, and is Senator Teslim Folari. They've attributed his style. They've attributed his style to that of Jagba. That's what even people in APC are saying.
Who are the people in APC? Have you forgotten that before the demise of Ajumabi, he installed late Governor Akala as the chairman of the Elders Advisory Committee? Are you aware that both Governor Kala after the demise of late Governor Ajumabi took over the leadership of the party?
And yet
are you aware that seniorities in politics?
Oh, so Senator Teslim Folari is stepping in not because of the Jabba concept, but because it is his turn to lead. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't want us to personalize this issue. Senator Tessin Folani is one of our gladiators. Is just a common person like the Barrister Niyi Akintola, Barrister Bayosichu, Dr. Adedotan. Is one of those politicians
they said the party is in his pocket today.
Who said
the APC?
Which pocket? Am I in his pocket? Is somebody who is in his pocket? Those other people don't have pockets. They don't have anything in their pockets.
They say Omodewu cannot do anything without consulting.
They say who said that?
The new landlord.
They have unanswered question you are answering. I'm asking you, said that you couldn't produce
members of your political party. We don't expect them to be mentioning names.
If you mention
these are not
mentioning names. You are talking. These are mentioning Senator Tessin Folani. He's not mentioning names.
These are things you know.
These are things you should know. What you should know is what I'm telling you. What you should know. What the public should know. It's not an issue of fight. It's not a quarrel. It's an issue of what are the best material. What do we have to offer your state? What do we have to offer your state? Your state is suffering now because we have an inexperienced politician.
Is your state suffering?
It's suffering. It's suffering what they call politics.
Okay, so if Oyo State is suffering,
yes,
I am saying as a journalist that Oyo APC isn't playing the opposition. How come that is not happening?
You see, before I was a witness to a scenario where Governor Kala was saying that I wish he said he wish Seyi Makinde success, because if he drives very roughly, your citizen will not enjoy. That if he needs any advice, you should come off to him. It is only because he didn't seek advice from those who. A person who said he didn't have Godfather. How do you become how do you come to a system without a father? Nobody in this world has no father. That would be what do they call it? That would not be a right child. So how do you come to this world without a mother? Somebody will tell you don't have. Are you a teacher without being taught? How do you become a journalist? Was he imprinted on you from birth? You have a tabula rasa mind before you came, and some people imprinted some things on it. How do you become what you become without somebody making you? So that is inexperience, and that is why he's losing the grip.
Is he losing the grip?
You don't need to be told. But where is he? Where is lieutenants? Where are the people that back him up in? The backup are back out. It's empty now.
The governor is empty.
It's empty.
Oh.
It's empty. Now Oyo State has 3 senators in his hand now. You confirm it. Oyo State has, APC in Oyo State has 11 reps in their hand. The 3 that are belonging to them, they are not belonging to them unilatedly. They are planning to come to us. The house is overfull now. It's congested. Are you getting it?
Honorable, was the narrative different in 2019 when APC suffered a loss?
Let me tell you what changed APC house. There was nothing than coalition of emergency, coalition that was accident. So, and that is why
another one can come up next year, don't you think so?
No, and that is what is coming up. Those who brought him are sending him out. Where is Morana now? He's in APC. Where is Aderibigbe? He's in APC. Where is Oseni? He's in APC. Where is Kola Balogun? He's in APC. We're expecting very soon his deputy governor will join us.
You are announcing that?
Yes, he will soon join us.
That the deputy governor will
soon join us.
People should take that to the bank from you.
Yes, he will soon join us.
Oyo State APC vice chairman is announcing that the deputy governor of Oyo State
join us. You will see before the end of his tenure that he will have no clothes to wear again.
Oh, the governor? Can he ever go naked? We're talking of the governor here.
Yeah.
Have you seen him of late? He does not look like someone who is stressed.
Entity and non-entity. We are talking about people. We are not talking about crowd. He has crowd around him. They did not have people around him. These people have left him. He did not have people.
Really?
Yes.
I'm asking, have you seen the governor of late? Someone who,
of what?
Have you seen him of late? He doesn't look all of this you're talking about.
He doesn't look. I'm a psychologist. He doesn't need to talk before you know what it is. Are you getting it? There will be non-verbal communication, or his body language will tell you when you get to governor's office that we are getting off, we are marching out, we are leaving this place very soon.
That's the body language.
That's the body language. That's the body language
that you can see.
That's the body language.
Now let's talk about Senator Kola Balogun in your party.
Yes.
Right? Senator Kola Balogun is in the APC today. I'm sure you are happy about that.
Do you confirm that?
That is in the APC. Of course, he is in the APC.
One that the incumbent government still have people. Who are you?
No, I'm asking you. I don't have any opinion.
He came in on the platform of the victory of Kola Balogun. On the platform that Kola Balogun had the victory. That was why they awarded him the ticket. The PDP got the ticket because of the first election they had, and Kola Balogun won the senatorial seat, and that was the reason why Sadafa was not given the ticket. That was the reason why Lalen was not given the ticket. It's the party that had the highest the winners. So he came in under the platform of the victory of Kola Balogun, and Kola Balogun has left him,
and that is a big one for you.
No, you will understand.
Let's talk about I'm still on this issue of Senator Kola Balogun being in the APC. Alhaji Sharafaddin Ali and Chief Soji Akanbi, are they also with you?
How would they not be with us? You would not know what is going on it.
No, and that's why you're here to tell us. Are they with you?
They are very much with us.
Okay.
Are they not in APC? Do you hear them at any time making noise?
Honorable Ibr92.5FM.
Do they go in here and say we belong to APC?
Honorable Ibr92.5FM, you are a politician.
Yes.
But of course, as a journalist, a political journalist, Senator Teslim Folari and Senator Fatai Buhari took Senator Kola Balogun. They are colleagues. To Senator Adamu, the four of them are colleagues.
Yes.
Okay, they started out in this 9th assembly. To an observer, what does that connote? What should the people, what meaning should they read to that?
It connotes unity of purpose.
Really?
It connotes advancement.
Is that a pointer to where the pendulum will swing in 2023 after the primaries?
You will understand one thing. Nobody that invested in politics or in any business, everybody is expecting returns. You may have more than what you expect. You may have equal to what you expect. You may have less than what you expect. But the returns will surely come.
The return will surely come.
The returns will surely come. We have invested in politics.
Who has invested here? Who has invested here?
All of us.
All of you. Okay, so
I'm investing now.
Okay, so Barrister Sharafaddin Ali picked up his form and submitted during the week. Soji Akanbi has come up, to signify his intent. One can only imagine what it's going to look like. So if you have Senator Teslim Folari and Senator Fatai Buhari taking, Senator Kola Balogun to the national chairman of the APC, and you have those people also jostling for the ticket of the APC to represent the people of Oyo Senatorial, Oyo South Senatorial District.
He has the right, he has the legal right to express his interest. But I want to assure you that there is no imposition in APC. There is no imposition. Everybody will be given privilege to express their interest. And at times, people express their interest because they are they may see that the factors on ground may not give them what they are expressing their interest for. But if they don't express that interest, they will not get another thing. Are you getting it? It's not at all time. when I expressed my interest to be part of the executive, I was expressing my interest for secretaryship. And by the time the zoning committee will have it their way, they zone it to Oyo. They did not zone it to my own place. So at the end of the day, I emerged as the senatorial chairman for Oyo Central. Are you getting it? At times, what you are aiming at, you may not get it. You may get something lower, you may get something better. To me now, say the senatorial chairman or the vice chairman is even better than the secretaryship.
Okay, so we have presidential hopefuls coming to your state, meeting Oyo APC delegates. Are there statutory delegates in Oyo state presently?
Yes, I'm one of them.
How did they emerge?
When you talk of statutory, you are talking of people who have went through the election and been elected. I serve in the 8th Assembly as an honorary member.
That's true.
I serve in the 8th Assembly as the Chairman's Committee on Information, Security and Strategies. I was in charge of all the studios in the House of Assembly, monitoring.
I remember that time.
So I was the spokesman for the House. So I was not silent then. I was not quiet. I understand the interest. So for you to be an automatic delegate, you must have been elected and serve successfully and come back.
Okay, so if the presidential primary or convention will be holding tomorrow, you have your delegates ready, right?
We have elected delegates. We have statutory automatic delegates. Are you getting it? So it's combination of all these things.
Okay, but you have them already.
Yes, we do. The only thing we are upgrading is the national delegate and the local delegates. We want to review because of new people that came in.
So how would you come about that?
Either by Monday, Tuesday is our timetable reviews that we are going on. World Congress, where they will be.
Don't you think that Congress, the problem in the APC, or the challenges, the crisis in APC started with this issue of Congress?
We don't have problem with APC again. That type of problem does not exist again. We have, every ward has a party house formally recognized, and that's it where anybody who calls himself a party man or a member must go to that congress, the party house to participate on the Congress.
Okay, let me inform the people that you can be part of this program by sending a text message to 0905 221 3356 0905 221 3356. Okay, the calls are coming in. I've now opened the studio lines because I wanted us, okay, just give me a few minutes. I will be opening the phone lines soon. Now, I want us to talk about the third issue. The People's Democratic Party issued a statement, and the party expressed fear about a threat that was presented by a community to Senator Teslim Folari when he declared his intention. To the PDP in Oyo State, that is symbolic. Tell us issues around this presentation of sword and what it is. It was a plastic, it's a plastic sword, it's a real sword. What about it? Why is the PDP in Oyo State? Why is it?
Why are they scared? Why are they scared? Because they have something to fear. Are you getting it? What are they fearing? The other time they talk of Pakute. Are you getting it? There was no Pakute anywhere. They set the Pakute for themselves now, and they fell into it. One of the Pakute that the PDP set for themselves.
Senator Folari talked of 3 Pakutes.
I don't use 3 traps. It wasn't. You know that 3 traps. I was there with him at Lagelu when he was saying it. He was saying it. You see, it's one of those political strategies and tactics. If you tell somebody that Amutajero Road, there are 11 bombs there. You know, even when there is no bomb, you'll be looking at the ground. You'll be fidgeting. Are you getting it? So, whereas there was nothing like Pakute so-called. So they started assuming Pakute will be, they want to send us away from, they want to use court against us. Pakute will be, they want to.
But they are saying that there is this particular development. The rumor means as it that Senator Folari is celebrating the fact that the Pakute is Pakute, as actually, or have actually, the 3 of them have succeeded in catching his target.
You know, it's only one we caught now, and it's
you've caught one.
No, it's only one. We had the two before. We had two senators before. It's only one we won back.
Okay, so one of the faculties was to catch the only senator,
and the incumbent governor said that permitted for himself to be against the prince of Ibadan. The last born of
you've been asked not to bring the royal stool into this politics.
You see, by the time you do some things again, when I do anything against you, I'm doing it against Amutajero. If you do anything against me today, you do it against APC. Are you getting it? Everybody has his own interest group and background. But if you want to talk reality, you have offended. If I offend you, I've offended all your generation. Are you getting it? You will see the samples when it comes to election. You will see the reflection of what they call Ibadan.
Really?
You will see the reflection of what they call Ibadan when it comes to that time.
You've been asked not to drag Olubadan's tool into this. This is pure.
Who asked me not to drag? Who is dragging who?
The PDP will even tell you that. And some groups have visual statements saying leave Olubadan. At the time it was said that the Olubadan has endorsed or has done this and all that. It was refuted.
Look here. It's a common-sensical issue. If I do your wife evil now, I'm doing you evil. Are you getting it? If I'm doing you good, I'm doing your wife good. Are you getting it? So it's a matter of relationship. And now everybody will talk of what are you doing wrong, what are you doing right. That was one of the mistakes he has made. He has made a lot of mistakes. The Okure governor has made a lot of mistakes.
If it's a mistake, don't you think it is deliberate?
Then it will be a commission, not a nomination.
Oh, some persons are mocking the APC because to them Senator Kolabalogu is a liability, and they are saying you are inheriting PDP's liability.
So what type of liability won the ticket for them? Liability, they used that ticket, with the figure of that liability to get the ticket for governor. Is that a liability?
I opened the phone lines.
I'm asking you.
I don't have any opinion.
They use that the feature of that liability, so-called liability, to get the ticket for the governor.
Our time is fast spent. I opened the phone lines 0916-104-7698, 0811-0526-487, 0902-280-9257. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
You're welcome. Your name and where you are calling from? From where?
From Wakajaye.
From Wakajaye. What's your name, please? Okay, thank you so much. Kindly call us back on the program. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much.
I greet your guest there.
Your name and where you're calling from, sir?
My name is John from Adeleye.
John from Adeleye, welcome.
Yes, sir. At times when the APC people are talking about the back in the day, it used to irritate me and I used to baffle. Is it those people that left, they say they left, are they the only one that is voting or the masses? Those people that left, they don't have the primacy over the masses of the state.
All right, thank you so much, sir, for your time. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Anu.
Thank you.
From Urugu.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. I read the chairman in the house. The vice chairman. Please, I want you to explain to me what is the criteria to be calling this APC a progressive. Yeah, it's a that I want you to say the truth. Are they really this APC we have now, both federal and state, are they really progressive compared to during the UPA era? Yeah, I want to explain that. Lastly, he said something just now. I'm happy. He said GSA doesn't have people, but he has masses. Who is going to vote? But mentioning them, you only have one vote. He said he has masses, not people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Comrade Ibrahim from Fatusi, Ibadan.
Comrade Ibrahim from Fatusi, welcome, sir.
I greet your visitor there. In regards to all what we have been hearing since the beginning of the program, I humbly want to let a gentleman know that this very GSM in power is a man of people. He's a man of all people on your state. And you are party. You are not the people. You are not in position to vote. We are voting massively for GSM second 2027. By the grace of God.
All right.
I'm assuring you.
Thank you.
Even if the Baba Logo, who's from Ibadan end, come to your party, that can never influence APC to and that for your state.
All right.
This has done for life.
Thank you so much, comrade, for your time. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done. God bless you.
Okay, Mr. Yofagbemi, welcome.
You see, I just want to button what Bayo said. I think people don't know the meaning of progressive. With what is happening, even at the federal level, at all state level, where APC are leading, can we call those things progressive? I say progressive is all about looking for how the people's life will be progressive themselves. Where the environment, the society will be progressive. But what is happening now? Can we call those things progressive? I think they should better stop deceiving themselves and look for another name. There's nothing progressive at all in what they are doing. They should stop that progressive calling it. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ayofagbemi, for your time on the program this morning. Thank you so much. Let's check who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. I'm Jide Akamu, calling from Okola.
Mr. Jide Akamu, you're welcome.
Yeah, I support what I wanted to say was what the earlier caller said. But what I just want to add is, progressiveness, is it a crime not to be a progressive person? Even to be a conservative man in United States of America, they interchange all these things. You progressive for like 8 years, then the conservative come. So, but here they talk as if not being a progressive minded ideology, not having the ideology of a progressive man, that's a crime. It's not. Because being a conservative is something. Socialist. There are so many ways you can improve life of your people. But they say this progressive thing as progressive. What are you progressing on? What is progressiveness you are doing?
Okay.
So thank you,
Thank you so much, Mr. Jide Akamu, for your time. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, let me pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you so much, sir. Anthony, you're welcome.
You see, it's not the issue of the name, progressive or no progressive. What is the problem we have in this country is the orientation, the mentality. All these men that are gathering themselves together to form a party or to be a party, including their followers that follow them sheepishly, gathering wherever they call them together. Everybody is there for their own belly, for their own take home, for their own opportunity, for their selfish end. We are not forming a party here because we have a country that there must be a government. And that government shall be government of the people, for the people, by the people. And everything about that government is for the betterment of the people, the citizens. No. All the party we have, all these politicians are just there to have opportunity to eat their own national cake. That is all. That's why you see the generation. You see that we never move forward. We don't grow as a nation.
All right.
No, it's not the issue of the name. It's the mind.
Okay.
And the system as well.
Oh, Mr. Anthony. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Hello, good morning.
Thank you very much. I am Primate Shitu.
Primate Shitu, you're welcome, sir.
This morning, very much around you in UCH area here of Ibadan. I think I want to appreciate the sense of presentation and moderation of you, Anu, And I want to thank IBR for bringing this wonderful guest to the table. Now, the girl has said so many things that reveal a lot about internal party democracy. So I really want to, involve him and dribble him around the issue of internal party democracy. How much of internal party democracy do you think you have played as a party in Oyo State? Good morning.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time on the program. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, and this is Balkis Onojo.
Okay, Balkis, you're welcome.
And greetings to your guest, Agbanya Dalesa. One thing I just want us to realize in the politics of today is that a lot of these people are coming to power, not to serve the people, but to serve their pocket. He has been mentioning progressive. Please, either at the federal level or at the state level, what exactly is the APC as a platform progressing on? Is it the security of Nigeria that has worsened? Ever since I was born, I don't think I've ever witnessed such a tragic event that have been occurring incessantly in Nigeria, because I do not understand what they are progressing on. In similar climates where there are laws and punishment, ordinarily, people from the APC should be booed when they go out to talk about their party. People should not be ready to listen to them. I don't even know anything, I don't know anything that they take pride in, that someone would have come on here and say they are progressive. Progressive for what? May God heal our land and give us good leaders in 2023. Do have a nice day, sir.
Thank you so much for your time. Okay, let me bring Barrister Adebayo Shitu into the conversation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
It's good to have you on the program, sir.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Now, there is this rumor flying around that you are planning to decamp from the All Progressives Congress. Is it true?
To which party? To which party?
Of course, that is not in the public domain, but that is...
Well, if it needs to be true, so I have to ask. Don't send in the rumors. I have to ask where they want me to go. They want me to leave the best for mediocre parties.
Okay, now let me paint this picture. It was said that at the declaration of interest of Senator Teslim Fulani for the governorship seat,
yes,
you did say, and it's out there, it has gone viral, that anyone who has the fear of God will know that it is the turn of Sheyi. And so some persons are coming from that background.
That was a slip of tongue which I corrected immediately. But mischief makers decided to feast on that. And it is inconceivable that I will go to a testing for that declaration and I'll start preaching Sheyi Makinde there. It was a slip of tongue which was corrected immediately. But those, propounding that theory decided to cut off the corrections that I made. So I just allowed them to continue to live in a fool's paradise.
Okay, so there are those who are linking you with the PDP, saying after all, Governor Sheyi Makinde has been your benefactor.
Look, we have been mutual benefactors of each other. We have been mutual benefactors. We were friends. In fact, as they say, some 10 years ago, we were in different parties, but we had a common agreement that if I got the ticket of my party at that time, he was going to come in as my running mate. And if he got the ticket in his own party and I didn't get in my party, I will be his running mate. But none of us got tickets at that time, and he ended there.
Is that all?
I can assure you that is all.
Okay, in terms of material things, it was said that you have benefited so much from the governor.
When I became minister, like many others, he gave me a gift, which I appreciated and which I have always, shown appreciation. That was when I became minister, 2015. So what is special about that?
So
and what is the relevance of that in 2023?
So you are not leaving the All Progressives Congress.
I cannot. It would be inconceivable and it would be stupid of me to leave APC and join any inferior party.
Is PDP also inferior?
It is not inferior. How many states do they have currently? How many states do they have? How many members of National Assembly do they have? PDP is the only major party where people are leaving for APC. You don't find the reverse happening.
Okay, so I have the vice chairman. I'm sure you've been listening to him. Now, which faction do you belong to?
Faction of what?
Which faction in Oyo APC do you belong to?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't belong to any party. I can also say I belong to all factions.
You belong to all factions, but in politics, you can't sit on the fence.
You know, a man of my position would rather work towards unification of all factions of the party rather than remaining perpetually combative.
Okay, Barrister Adebayo Shitu.
Yes.
Okay, you want to say any other thing?
I mean, I'm ready for all your questions.
No,
you are the one questioning me. You are the one house.
Okay, I think we're done with what I just want you to clarify. One, you've talked about what happened, what you said at the declaration of Senator Teslim Falani for the governorship seat. You've clarified, you said it's a slip of tongue, and the rumor that you want to decamp maybe to the PDP, that is dispelled.
It would be the most stupid thing for me to do, and I'm not a stupid politician.
Okay, before I let you go, what should the people be expecting from you? Of course, you contested for the national secretaryship. You are forced to step down, and of course, some persons was expecting that maybe you would throw your heart into the ring also this time around, but that seems not to be happening. What are you up to?
I am up to ensuring that I campaign vigorously for APC to retrieve the people's mandate in Oyo State.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's my very big pleasure.
It's good having you on the program. All right. Former Minister of Communications Adebayo Shitu there. Before now, it's been making the round a video clips of what he said at the declaration, and so some persons have expressed worry as to whether that was a signal as to where he will be going, but you've heard from him. Let me take some messages on the program. The APC as a political party has been enmeshed in a series of leadership crises, and recent happenings shows that it may implode at pre or post-primary elections. This is one of the hard nuts the party were cracking, and what we see clearly imagine is that it is the beginning to self-destruct. Ile Taba Fitomo Irinyo Wayodele from Alakia send that message. Wow. It will be idea for your party and its executives not to sell your party ticket, okay, to follow and find a more credible candidate for won the 2019 election on the strength of other House of Reps candidates from his south. Okay, Biodun sent that message. Good morning, Mr. Omoride on Bottom Line. While welcoming your guest this morning and carefully hearing him, it shows that opposition party plans to empty GSM's camp at all cost, but the electorate are at home and must be very careful in casting their vote come next year. Thank you. In Numidu Aniura Hanu, Honorable Joshua Ibamiji, my friend, is talking as if those that have defected from PDP will bring about the fall of Engineer Sheyi Makinde. What does he have to say about the position of the massive overwhelming support for him by the masses? Kayode Ojo send that message. Good morning, IBR. Let me remind your guests in the house that Oyo State is not suffering presently, but Nigeria is suffering as a result of incompetence of APC politicians who are practically good only in theory. Makinde is our man in Oyo State, Ogunwolu Bukola. Okay, sent that message. Thank you so much. Let me pick because there are more messages. I will take them after this. Hello, good morning. Oh, hello, good morning. Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Too. This is politics. Within 24 hours, anything can change. I can't trust him because that's what Engineer Mbala said, that he can never leave PDP. And later of the day, he has moved to the SDP. So most of our politicians, they are not trustworthy at all. So anything can happen. So about those people that they are moving to APC, that doesn't mean that they're being threatened for the APC party in the state. Because 2023 election is between the politician and the masses of Oyo State. And I pray that the will of God will continue to proceed in Oyo State.
Okay, what's your name, please?
Sulaiman Sharif is on the line.
Okay, Sulaiman Sharif. Thank you so much for your time on the program this morning. Good morning, Anu. I really appreciate the intellectual ability of your guest, but I'm very sure about one thing: if Sheyi Makinde is not careful, he may lose the next election if he didn't reconcile with aggrieved party members. When Ajimobi was alive, he played politics with traditional rulers and almost messed things up. They should not bring Olubado into the issue of Senator Kola Balogun. If he performed excellently well during his first term, he can contest on other party and test his acceptability. If not, the hatred people have for the late Ajimobi, do you think Kola Balogun would have won your senatorial district? Do your research and you will still see impact of Senator Lanley and Senator Seji Akombi. Where is the project commissioned by Senator Kola Balogun? Okay, thank you so much, but you didn't tell me what your name is. APC is just wasting its time in Oyo State. Sheya Ekoto send that message. Good morning, Mr. Anu Hakinolueke. I will not and never hide behind my finger. The number of enemy governor created for him will determine his success in the next election. Governor needs to uphold his political foot army. Is it possible for anyone to give out what he does not have? APC is just craving for power by all means, which they can have. Oyo State loves being led in a directional way, as the present administration is doing. Okay, Aderonke sent that message. Good day. GSM failed woefully on security. They told him, okay, but what's your name? Not to use auxiliary. You didn't tell me what your name is. Steve says the APC has really trivialized the word progressives. Progressives with 2 to 3 factions. Ogao Steve sent that message. What is paining PDP apologists if APC is calling themselves progressives? What is their problems? Is PDP a progressive party? Mr. Tony should stop swift generalization. You want government of the people. Are you going to import people to execute your government of the people? Please, Mr. Tony, whatever system you are craving for, you are still going to use Nigerians. I will also like to ask if Makinde is also a progressive governor, a lady that just called always Amy Makinde. Tijani Razak, good morning, IBR. Anu, this man you brought now, wow, he should know he is addressing the whole world. Please, his analysis are irritating. He has no conscience at all. Okay, you don't, he lies without ban. You are demarketing your party more. GSM has won our art 4+4. Niadetunji sent that message. Good morning, IBR. Barrister Shitu is an oracle. He has simply spoken the mind of Oyo State people today. GSM is performing, hence will vote for him. I am Shex. The IBR, the so-called APC brought insecurity to Oyo State from the neighboring state, from the northern state. Take it or leave it. Abdrahim Fatusi send that message on the program. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, Mr. Adoluwapo.
Thank you.
This comrade is Ismail Adedamola calling from Bashon.
You're welcome, comrade.
First and foremost, I want to appreciate your breath in the studio. I have no doubt he is a orator. Sincerely, you see, people are talking of the overwhelming supporting of the electorate. That was the overwhelming support of the people in Lagos State. Where was the overwhelming support of the people in Gombe when Dan Kwambo was performed excellently? Where was the overwhelming of the people in Osun State when Omi Sore told people to vote? You see, people do think that sitting under the roof, they think it is politics. It is beyond that. So the governor is poor in managing people. Imagine you can see from the very beginning of his administration to the last to today, people are leaving his party. And you said that he is performing. What performing is that?
Okay, thank you so much, comrade. Thank you, comrade, for your time on the program. The Oyo State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Dayo Ogumero, is my next guest on the program. But of course, it's time for Owambe, so he's head back in order, but he's close by. Good morning, Anu. To the best of my knowledge, PDP in Nigeria is at peace likewise in Oyo State, and for the fact that Governor Seyi Makinde is the state leader, there is absolutely peace and wonderful formation in the party. APC should get their chins together and stop deceiving themselves, as there is no room for bad governance. What Barrister Shitu said on the stage of Senator Teslim Folani declaration is now working for Governor Makinde. God bless Oyo State. Please include your name. Good morning. On bottom line, as the day of new election draws nearer, all the rigging loopholes of the opposition should be blocked and cemented by the incumbent governor. Good, send that message. APC did not understand what progressive is. The party have destroyed the lives of Nigerians. They don't believe in the rule of law and are too corrupt. Okay, Afagbe, send that message. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Huh?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much.
It's a good luck. Calling from Iwo Road.
Good luck from Iwo Road. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. I listen to the best there, and I love his speech. But I want to ask him something. Now, the test list for the senator representing Oyo Central, declare in ambition. Now, I think last 2 weeks, Chief Adelabu also declared, and from the declaration, the next 7 points agenda. I want to know that if Adelabu belongs to which faction, because I feel it is two factions. Which faction that Adelabu belongs, which faction to the Solar belong, and they are respecting the chairman.
Okay, thank you so much. Good luck from Iwo Road. And no, check well. Nobody has ever won second term as senator in Oyo South. Even if Kola Balogun is given APC ticket, he can't win. That has been the trend. Okay. Okay. That has been the trend. That's the submission of someone on the program this morning. Okay. Let me take some messages. Okay, I've taken this. Let me take. I am Miriam. It's so sure that those leaving the PDP for other party are they aggrieved. Okay, they are aggrieved. It's so sure that those leaving the PDP for other party are the aggrieved people. Governor Makinde is for the masses and not the party people. Okay, thank you so much, Miriam, for your time. And those people berating GSM on security should go to Igangan to ask, and also ask for the number of vans just gotten from Amutajero. 4+4 is sure. Sheyex, send that message. As we wrap up, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good morning, our guest too.
Thank you.
Now, these are
the name again.
Ogunyinka Joseph.
Mr. Ogunyinka Joseph, you're welcome.
Yes. These are doctors, politicians. Are they after the interest of the masses or after their selfish interest? As our guests are finally analyzed that Makinde don't have people that have masses. Those people who are siphoning the money of the masses, are they the people? Those people that Seyi Makinde are taking care of, are they the masses? If they are the masses and they think that election will count, the masses are strongly behind Seyi Makinde this time around. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ogunyinka Joseph. Okay, Honorable Yobamiji, you've heard from Nigerians.
Thank you very much. Is it there are some political calculation that non-politician we need to be enlightened about? When you talk of people
are you saying what it is to a politician is different?
No. What I'm saying is you have a theory and practice.
Okay.
If I tell you that I'm in love with the head of this family, that family is under that headship. People are in control of the masses. It's the people that will control, that will move the masses to where they are. I was part of the government of Governor Ladoja. And when we lost the grip then of the people who are in control of the masses, we lost the government. So it's people that brought the masses to play. It's not, the masses are not independent of the people. When we are using, that is language problem. Are you getting it? So let's wait and see what the future will speak. Thank you very much.
And also a big thank you to you, Honorable Joshua Ibr92.5FM, the first Vice Chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Oyo State, Lucky Bora. On Facebook, and now ask your guest, is it part of the delegate to the convention? You know how much each of them will get. He should stop calling himself progressive. Adeshebieko, APC, okay, you don't call a party useless. Aderunke Akorede Oladele, is it possible for anyone to give out what he does not have? Okay, thank you so much, everyone. The phone lines are still buzzing, but we really need to wrap up this segment of the program. Honorable Joshua Ibr92.5FM, thank you so much for your time on the program.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, the Oyo State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party will be joining us in a jiffy. But let me leave you with some thoughts of some persons. This is that of Reverend Koye Ladele. He speaks here about the 2023 elections.
You see, one beautiful thing is, I was in America 4 years ago. Well, I was in America last year. I was in America 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I attended a congress, a meeting, a training meeting with a friend of mine where this election was being planned for 4 years ago. And
the 2020 election.
Yes, this election was already in the plans. They were already introducing all the materials and everything they are going to use to the people that will man the election. What I'm saying with that is America is a very thorough country. We need to learn that from them. A lot of people express that, no, we should forget about Nigeria, we should do this, we cannot do that. Why can't we do that? You know, on the TVC this morning, somebody was discussing that, can we do mail-in election in Nigeria? To answer that question, we cannot. Why? Because of our Nigerianness, in quotes. What do I mean by our Nigerianness? Our corrupt practices. Somebody will collect money and they will swap things.
So will electronic voting not solve, electoral fraud?
Electronic voting will solve a lot of it.
Okay.
So we really need to grow with technology. It will help us a great deal. And somebody was talking about 2023. Honestly, if you seek my sincere opinion, Nigeria shouldn't go to poll in 2023.
There should not be election.
There shouldn't be election.
So who answer to who?
Good. We should pause to fix Nigeria. Many things are wrong in Nigeria. We've been building on faulty foundation. We've been wobbling and fumbling. And somebody said, well, is that not going to create a vacuum in government? There won't be vacuum in government. We once had interim government in Nigeria, though it was illegal. The only way interim government could be legal is if they gave constitutional backing to it. And in this country, we have seen the National Assembly instituting a doctrine of necessity to make President Jonathan Goodluck acting president in the absence of President Yar'Adua. Let them institute another doctrine of necessity to hand over power to the judiciary, the third tier of government, to fix Nigeria for at least maybe a year or two.
There shouldn't be election.
We have a chief judge who will man the nation at the central level. We have chief justices of the various states who will manage at the various states with the civil servants. Let there be a conference to fix Nigeria. If we are really a serious people, if we really desire a better nation, we cannot keep on. It's like building a structured house, a cement house on mud. It will collapse.
The timetable is already out.
The timetable is out, but you see, for how long are we going to do things wishy-washy? I think sanity should come on us now. And this is a cry I've been making in the recent time. Let us pause in 2023 to fix Nigeria. Let them hand over to interim government, headed by the third arm of the government, the judiciary, and the civil servant. Let them hold on for a year or two. Let us discuss.
Reverend Koye Ladele there. You see, I'm beginning to appreciate some of the issues that have been raised on this platform in the past. Reverend Koyeladele is an Ibadan-based cleric. He raised this issue about a year ago. He didn't gain traction not until Ariafe Babalola raised it. I hope you're monitoring the trend of events. Now, let's keep up with him.
Which direction Nigeria is going? If we keep saying, can we do, we can't keep picking little thing here and there. The structure is we don't have a system that can sustain the like of what we are seeing in America. President Trump, the most powerful man in the world, couldn't stop the electoral process. He said, stop the counting. The people just ignore him. It's like a fool making a noise somewhere. They ignore him. Nobody was ready to, because he cannot give them instruction. The institution is there. It must work. The post office is there. Their duty, they know it. What they ought to do, everybody knows his job. Do we know our job in Nigeria? Can we have a mailing system in Nigeria? We cannot, because some people will compromise it. We need to build a structure. And we need to really fashion out, like somebody said, one of the caller, which type of democracy do we want to embrace? Let us make something suitable for ourselves, not copying.
So what's your impression about this democracy that we're in presently?
It's disappointing. It's disappointing.
So is it
because it's not really bringing good government and governance.
So who on whose doorstep do you lay the blame?
The blame. Let's put the blame on every one of us. We shouldn't just put the blame on the politicians, because they got there with a system. Somebody mentioned people going to collect Okada to vote. Somebody mentioned people going to collect rice to vote. Let us put the blame on all of us. There is a need for all of us, haven't been so blamed, to pause and decide a new direction for Nigeria.
Former President Barack Obama played a key role in the campaign of
wonderful role
Biden.
All of them.
Now, in Nigeria, if you look at what we call vote buying, wouldn't that be one?
It's not. There's nothing stopping an ex-president to say, I believe in this man, he will move America forward.
He kept calling.
Yeah, he kept calling individuals, one by their name. Families, over here and there, and asking.
Reverend Koyeladele there. Are we really ready to take a pause? Are we really ready to ask some questions? Are we really ready to deal with some of the issues that we have? We have admitted that there are challenges, but are we really ready to summon the courage to address this? Why is it that a cross-section of Nigerians believe that the most important thing to Nigeria as a country is really not election? Why are they of that opinion? The Oyo State chairman of the People's Democratic Party, the last time I called him a chief, he rebuked me, saying he's not one. But I know that politicians of his status and age definitely will have a title. I want to now know whether to call him Sir or Elder Dayo. Thank you so much for joining me on Bottom Line.
It's a pleasure.
I must admit your sacrifice being here. It was a long one yesterday. I just need to acknowledge that. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
It's a pleasure.
I'm sure you monitored the program as we are driving down here. You heard what the state chairman of the All Progressives Congress said. I am going to, some blogs are already reporting it. On Go Poacher, I just saw this. Makinde's deputy will join us soon. Oyo APC vice chairman admits Makinde has crowd. Okay? And masses. So you have it. He confirmed it that the deputy governor is a member of your party will be joining. Now his own case looks like that of every other person who have left your party. Now you are cocksure that 2023 is a done deal for you, and yet you keep losing your foot soldiers. Sir, aren't you worried?
I am definitely not worried.
You are definitely not worried. When you are told to have, okay, I think he said you have the crowd, okay, you don't have the real people or something like that. That was what he said.
Let's wait and see. It's a question of time. Definitely it's a question of time.
Sincerely speaking, you're an elderly person in charge of PDP in Oyo State. You're still not bothered. You're not worried.
I'm not worried.
If I remind you those that have left within the last 3 months.
Do that and let me.
Okay, should I quickly remind you?
Let me hear that.
Okay. Some are even within, but passively they are. Honorable Mulikat Akonde Adeola, a one-time leader of the House of Representatives, has gone. Honorable Yemi Adelebigbe, Chief Oseni, you know, many of these people, you have the likes of Alhaji Olopoyo and others leaving your party, and yet you are not worried. Maybe this that you are saying is actually the mind of the governor too, is not worried. What gives you that confidence that all is still well?
And I think you should know, Anu, that all will be well. I am a Christian, and I believe in the tenet of Christianity.
Even in politics.
Let me remind you one thing. If in 1918, can you count 1, 2, 3 of people of substance in Ibadan? And those whom the other man called the Mufa of the society, who were with you, Makinde. But God was with you, and the masses decided on him. And to compound their woes, the governor performed. So where are they going?
The governor has performed?
You should know that. You live in Oyo State. You can do a comparative analysis of issues.
There are some people who live in this state who don't see what you are perhaps seeing.
Oh, but that is expected. Oh, but money or tiny oking put. That's expected. They won't see anything good from the man who is performing wonderfully well. The last couple of days, Atiku was here. He said, you have a performing governor. Bala Mohammed was here. He said, the performances of Sheyi Makinde has become a benchmark through which good governance is being measured. Peter Obi was here to repeat the same thing. And now afraid Oyo State indigene or anybody living in Oyo State knows that His Excellency the Governor of the state and the leader of the party in the southwestern geopolitical zone, Engineer Oluwaseyi Abiodun Makinde, is a performing governor. He tends to the masses, not to the so-called power that be.
Have you heard some persons will trace political history of Oyo State, especially since Nigeria returned to democracy in 1999, and they will come up with this, that in Oyo State, it's such a traditional state, a peculiar state, where performance does not judge whether you go to have a re-election or not.
We are going to change that narrative. If some people believe in that,
PDP
that narrative must change.
With the way things stand,
because it is only according to the theory of politics. When the moment you are elected, you can do whatever you like. But people will reassess you at the end of 4 years and decides whether you should go back or you are not going back. So voting must count. And if it counts, Sheyi Makinde remains the governor till 2027 by the special grace of God.
Let's talk about a coalition. Are you thinking of one? Someone was here some months back and he said perhaps Governor Sheyi Makinde may need another coalition to come back. As at the time he made that assertion, many of these political heavyweights in the state were still within the fold. So with the way things stand now, you are upbeat. Of course, the governor looks unperturbed. I know that. But in politics is a game of number. So to that prediction that perhaps another coalition may be needed for the governor, is it one you are considering already?
Let me ask you one question. Are you foreclosing the possibility of people still coming to our party? Even people of substance, even within their rank. You wait and see.
In the APC, for instance.
Yes.
Coming to the PDP.
Yes. APC remains the most disorganized party.
Oh, Barrister Shitu.
Not even in Oyo State alone, but at the federal level. You know that. You are aware. You are a journalist. It's just a question of time. You will see things unfolding.
But what's actually happening between the governor and the deputy governor?
Nothing extraordinary. I wanted to dodge that because, you see, I am the chairman of that party, and not to the now that I'm speaking to the press, I am not aware the deputy governor of the state, who is one of our leaders, is leaving the party.
You are not aware?
I am not aware. If he is leaving, however, he has that freedom of association. He has it.
Will your candor just remain like that? That your deputy governor intends to leave your party? One would have expected that you would be more worried than this.
I would have been more worried if ordinarily, you see, there is something you should realize. Freedom of association. Freedom of association. If at the end of the day, somebody felt with what is happening in Oyo State, and with the attitude of the public to the government of Oyo State, the next thing for him is to leave the party, I can only wish him the best of luck.
Is the people still with Governor Sheyi Makinde?
Solidly, I repeat. Solidly, I repeat.
Some persons will say that those around the governor are not telling him the truth. Do you agree with these ones?
No. The governor is such a peculiar personality. You can't tell him lies. You can't tell him lies. The moment you are telling Sheyi Makinde some tissues of lie, the moment he picks his phone and doing something, he's no more interested in that discussion. I should know him fairly by now. You know, surrogates might surround leaders, that is expected. But it's not the type who listens to such. But let me remind you too, I know that governance is such a very difficult enterprise. you know what I mean? It's too difficult. A very difficult enterprise that it needs the will of God, the touch of God to sail, to see any sitting governor through. That's just what is happening.
In Oyo State or generally?
Yes.
In Oyo State or generally?
Generally.
There is this allegation of imposition, and you are the state chairman of the party. I've heard it from some aggrieved or detractors of the governor. They would say that the governor ran a one-man show to the extent that he has hijacked the party from you and your ESCO. But of course, I don't have an opinion. As a journalist, you listen, to this kind of conversation and you begin to wonder. But now that you are here, how true is this? Beyond denial.
That is far from the truth. Far from the truth. You see, there's a misconception. Let me repeat it here for the purpose of emphasis. By training, I am a political scientist. I know what it means. When you say somebody, you are doing imposition is different from hijacking. Let me state it emphatically that Governor Seyi Makinde did not hijack the party from me, Dayo Gumero, nor my ESCO. But people are modeling two things together. Let me go on some lecturing. This concept of party supremacy is more pronounced in the parliamentary democracy, or what the Britons will call Westminster type. Because ministers will have to emerge from the party and from the members of parliament. But in a presidential system, it is a bit different. A bit different in the sense that the moment a president emerges, he becomes the leader of the party, and likewise the governor. But in other states, particularly, I am enjoying the freedom you can think of from the government.
You are the state chairman. You are saying this publicly.
I am saying it publicly.
You are enjoying the freedom.
Yes. The governor will ask me, Mr. Chairman, what do we do? At times, he will talk as a stakeholder, at stakeholders meetings. He will say, I will not greet anybody here before I greet my chairman, because he is the leader of all of us, irrespective of the position you are holding in the government. You remember the party gives back to the government. But the most interesting thing is that immediately the party gives back to the government becomes the pillar of the party. That is why people model it up. Saying maybe, though an facetious sitting executive might attempt to do that. But the governor is not doing that. It's very human, and he believes in fair pay.
Since you have the party,
I have the party, I'm controlling the party.
On your grip.
Yes.
It's a good one. And let me congratulate you.
Thank you for that.
But how true is it that the governor single-handedly removed the name of Oloye Jumoke Akinjide from the statutory delegate list? Now, so many things you gotta hear. Okay, maybe I should say this. You just came back from the national headquarters, so maybe you want to avail us of what transpired. What actually is the truth?
The truth is that the governor did not single-handedly remove Oloye Jumoke Akinjide's name from the list. No list has been prepared for this convention before we decided on who and who should go.
No list.
And let me tell you, the fact that Oloye Jumoke Akinjide was there the last time doesn't mean it is automatic for everybody that were there the other time to be there now.
She's a former minister.
It doesn't mean anything.
I also saw another list. Okay, in the one that went viral, where the name of Oloye Jumoke Akinjide's name was said to have been removed, there was that of Dawole Oyelese. But in another one that I saw, the name of Dawole Oyelese has been removed. So you begin to wonder, these are high-ranking members.
I want to know what local standing have they to compile a list. And let me quickly impress it upon you that Oga has graciously approved that Oloye Jumoke Akinjide should come back to the list.
And who removed it in the first place?
It was not issue of removal.
Okay.
I told you there was no standing list already. So the moment you are elected as a national delegate, and after performing that function, the such delegates list stands dissolved. That is the law.
So what was used in 2019?
Another 4 years.
Okay.
You compile another. Anu might be lucky to be there. Ugboro might not be lucky to be there. It depends on the prerogative of your people. But Oga even said that he will have she did not contact him, that she is interested. And the last time they talked, she said, because we didn't see her often, as a leader, as a former minister, we have to see her often, helping the party. But when the governor said, we have not been seeing you, she said, and I quote the governor, that she's leading the legat farm of her late father now. So she has pressure of time. It was on that thinking that Oga felt maybe, and the people capitalize upon that in their at the end,
But this list making the
that list has been refilled. Okay. And only at Jamaica Jibide is already there.
That has been resolved. But you see, these lists must have emanated from your party. You're the state chairman. Where do you think? Because you have different lists flying around.
The name of another man. Do I have to query them? I don't need to. I don't have that prerogative. It is the sole responsibility of our members from that local government that she comes from. So we have to do some patching now. That okay, no problem. Everybody knows she's your leader there. So please, the other person, and as a matter of fact, because of such things, you see, the governor, every time we engage the leaders of the party before decisions are taken, and that's why I came back. And that was the only reason why I was able to honor your invitation today. Otherwise, I would have been in Abuja, because I will have another meeting with stakeholders today on the issue to dismantle all these rumors going around.
Okay.
And that's the essence of politics.
Thank you so much for helping to put a stop to it. I will want the people to engage you. Another allegation that the governor has preference for some persons, but that subtly the governor is going about it such that he wouldn't want anyone to know. Those that are not favored call it imposition. Is this selection that PDP is doing imposition? Because hardly, except in few cases, we're not getting to hear of primaries to be conducted.
Let me educate you better, Han.
Thank you.
There are three fundamental ways through which candidate emerges in political
parties.
And the three are constitutional. I stand to be quoted. It can go through direct election. Through, that is what you call primary. Through indirect one. And through concession. As a governing party in this state today, we know the owners, and we wanted to reduce rancors and bickering to the barest minimum.
Why not do what APC did? Slam a huge amount on people. Maybe that would deter them.
We have the right to decide the way we want to go.
Okay.
That's how we are going. We said we wanted concession so that bickerings will be reduced to the barest minimum. What do we say to an House of Assembly constituency that has 13 good aspirants?
13.
If you allow them to go to primary, let me quote it precisely, go much or not. If you allow them to go to primary, primary is like war. And according to political theory, war is another means of seeking for peace. Because after the war, you still have to sit down at the round table congress to agree. Why do we have to go to war in the first instance then? That's why we decided that we are bound to before the advent of this modern democracy. Why can't we allow our elders to sit down and decide? There was nothing like imposition. Opposition parties are just saying that just to destroy the party, and I won't allow them to destroy the party which I am heading.
So what are you doing? What are you doing if it's the opposition that is launching this against?
That is why I'm explaining the intricacies that led to consensus candidates to you now. I addressed the delegates, we called leaders of thought of the party, and we said, as a governing party, people will want to destroy us, and we don't want to be destroyed. And you should let me remind you of one thing. The greatest thing that is very difficult to manage is success. And if you don't manage success, you become casualty to that success. We don't want to be one. And therefore, in our own wisdom, we decided, okay, let's go for consensus. And the governor, after my speech, the governor stood up, took permission from me, and appealed to the conscience of our leaders. I am the sitting governor today, and I'm drinking from the well of PDP, the good will of our people. So I want this to continue for some time. So we must reduce bickerings to the nearest minimum. And how do we go about it? Do we go for direct primary? Do we go for indirect? Do we go for consensus? And some people say, why can't we try consensus? And we tried it. And let me tell you again, what do we mean by imposition? What do they mean by imposition? I repeat. When the government said, if there is going to be consensus, the consensus must be almost 100%.
Not 99.
You see? At a point, when we admonished the leaders to go back home to their different local governments and assess the candidates and appeal to the sentiment of everybody and pick one for us. Where that was not possible, let me remind you that we had that meeting for almost 5 times. For almost 5 times.
That's true.
We was virtually sleeping at the government house. When they come back, and you see, the most interesting thing is that when any local government comes back, wanted to report, after reporting, Oga will say, and the leaders will just line up like this. They will say, okay, out of the 7 aspirants, we decided to pick Dayo Ogunjoro. Oga will ask all the leaders, are you in line with that? If there's one objection, Oga will say, no, you have to go back home. There must be total consensus.
There are questions.
Will you call that imposition? We are all educated. Will you call that imposition, for God's sake?
So no imposition in the PDP. There are reactions here, and I have just 7 minutes to leave the studio. Okay, let me start with these. Mr. Anu, please, when displaying of sword in the podium is the part of the manifesto on Declaration Day, and Mr. Biodun, that has to do with the other guest. Good morning, IBR. The governor GSM bought used buses and repainted it to give us a new buses. Prince Ayodele from Oliole. David from Bodija. APC party looks like a place that accommodates all sort of illicit acts, and this is why we have a huge number that's why we have a huge number of them in the party. PDP is always straightforward and doing the people's wish, just as Governor Sheyi Makinde is doing. He rules again in 2023. Politics is becoming tense. Both APC and PDP politicians have these. It is clear that GSM has failed in 2 major areas. At loggerheads with those who brought him in and handling over Oyo State security to Woodland Kola Agberubenga Ogundia from Olodo Bank. Good morning, people. Chibola again, 1983, still he lost to Ulu Loyo. People love Chibladoja, still he lost to Alawa Kala. Governor should do the right thing or last send that message. I am Miriam. A lot of our politicians are coming to power to save their pockets and not to save the people. Our politicians should be ashamed that with all their promises, nothing will be achieved at the end. What style of leadership style are they portraying? Okay, thank you so much, Miriam, for your time. Chairman, What do you expect those you mentioned to say? That the governor is not performing? Your proverb on those who said Makinde is not performing is really biased. I expect you to also tell us that Atiku and Co have come to hail their party. To me, Makinde, his performance, because I can't perform. Okay, Tijani Razak, please check your message and resend it. The PDP man in the studio shouldn't be deceived by the people who call in to praise Makinde. They are not masses of the state. They are popular PDP members. Okay, who move and bombard one radio station to another so that you can think they are masses, citizens of the state. And a word is enough for the wise. Biodunla, your guest is not saying the truth about the internal party wrangling going on in PDP. Whether we like it or not, the political bigwigs that are leaving the PDP will spread doom for GSM in next election. The polity is getting more interesting in Oyo State. The opposition has nothing to offer than smear campaigns. This Sheyi Makinde's led administration remain focused on the welfare of the masses. Hayodele from Malakia. Good morning, IBR. Anusi, the 2023 elections in Oyo State is between the political businessmen and the masses who now are extremely happy with our God-given GSM, who has handed governance to the ordinary people. They sent that message. If they should bully APC, what should people do to your party? Madam PDP apologist. You didn't tell me what your name is. Good morning. Masses were with Chief Bola in 1983. Still, he lost the seat. Masses were with Chief Ladoja. I've taken that. So these are reactions. Let me see if we can pick 2 or 3 calls. 0916 104 7698, 0811 052 6487, 0902 280 9257. Let's check who is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much.
This is a good luck calling from Iwo Road.
Good luck, quickly, please, from Iwo Road.
It's a quick one. I thought the chairman, the PDP or your his speech, other things. I'm afraid that he live long and it's fast. But the one thing I want to remind him, the Oyo State, they launched Oyo State light up Oyo State. Now we look at from down to cost of people that fell down for how long? They should fix. I'm just appeal to Oyo State governor and the please, they should fix up those people that fell down.
Okay.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Good luck from Iwo Road. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ola Paraki from Iwo Road.
Okay, quickly, Ola.
Yeah. Tell your guest, please, let them tell the government, manage people well. People that hold the ladder for you, climb up. Don't say that they are not important. I'm not saying that if you try and manage and our road from Guru to Lodo to Ladopo, the getting work day by day. Please, let your guest help us remind the governor to adapt it. Our land.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I won't be able to go more than that. You heard the reactions of the people. What will your parting shot be, sir? Your parting shot on the program. Have you heard from the people?
I've heard from them. You see, politics as it is. Let me repeat that the governor is not fighting anybody. But where some people felt they should bulldoze the party, the governor may not be favorably disposed to that. At any conceivable fora, the governor will say that he is still open to amendments and he is ready to accommodate as much as possible, and he will charge me too. The umbrella of our party is very big enough to accommodate all of us. If you are talking of the so-called agreed people, we said, let's come back to the roundtable conference and talk it out. Then one after the other, we sort out things with ourselves. But my stand is that a sitting governor should not be bullied.
I must say a big thank you to you, sir.
Okay. Before you go,
okay,
I want to clarify this issue of Oloyejimoke Akinjide. I told you when I met the governor said because of their private discussion that she was busy controlling the legal farm of the late father, and since she did not get in touch with him, the governor thought maybe she is so busy. And now that she raised an eyebrow, the governor has pleaded with the other man they picked in Onera and instructed us to replace him with Oloyejimoke Akinjide. What else?
And that settles it.
Okay, that's magnanimity from the governor.
I must say a big thank you to you, sir, for your time on the program. The Oyo State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party. We pray, we wish your party well. Thank you so much once again for coming on the program.
Thank you, Annie, for hosting us again.
All right.
I'll be glad to be here again anytime.
Thank you. I am Amutajero Omonide. See you next week by the special grace of God.
We are black. We are the people. We are Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. The only business radio in Southwest Nigeria. Don't touch that dial. The only radio station in the 21st century with economic solution.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Your darling IBR 92.5FM.
IBR Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM Radio Amutajero àjànàkú kọjá mo rí nǹkan fèrè kọ́lápọ̀ ìsọ̀lẹ̀ ṣètì àkóbọ̀ ńbàdàn wa ẹ má gbé kúrò ńbẹ̀ torí mo rí pé ń dùn mọ́ gbogbo wa.
We are black. We are the people. We are Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. The only business radio in Southwest Nigeria. Don't touch that dial.
It's all about business, entertainment, inspiration, qualitative and informative news, educative program on the go. It's Nigeria's first business radio, IBR. Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. We mean business.
I be out traga for radio naso. Impact Business Radio sabiri walkie naso. I be out traga for radio naso. Impact Business Radio sabiri walkie naso. The market go sell. You go begin the happy news and entertainment. We go make you the jolly. 92.5 FM, 92.5 FM, correct information, we go make you better, Impact Radio, we be your guy.
Make you now open your ear to correct news and entertainment with Boku business opportunity we go better your life. IBR 92.5 FM, we mean business.